Good morning, YouTube. My name is Endo Miller. Today on TNT, we're going to discuss about the Black English. So can you introduce yourself, Bruna?
Hello, YouTube. Hello, everyone. Good morning. I'm Bruna. I work as an English teacher, so I'm in love with this topic. Thank you so much, Angel, for bringing it. It's going to be amazing. I am also a hostess here on TNT, and I think that's it. What about you, Marina?
Hello, my name is Marina. I'm a student. This is my first time here. I'm very excited for starting. This topic is very new for me, but I think it's very interesting because that happens here in Brazil too. So it's nice to know how the language formed the culture or how the culture formed the language. I think it's like a two-hand thing. It's like the culture can change the language and the language can change the culture. I think
Absolutely.
It's a very good topic too.
Jefferson, please.
Morning, everybody. I'm Jefferson. I live in Goiânia, Goiás. I'm economist. I'm professor for a Catholic University in Goiás. And I'm now on TNT for the rest of the world. We are on YouTube now.
Yeah. Yasmin, your turn.
Hello, so my name is Yasmin. I'm 20 years old. I am an English teacher too, and that's it.
Awesome. So, in the main room, I always try to, open the conversation and, try to be more natural as possible. So we'll start with the first question, and then we can, based on your answer, you can change the question and without follow the questions, okay? So how can the study of language help us understand our culture? Marina, you can start.
I think it's nice. I saw a TED talk about this subject some months ago. This study shows exactly that, how our language changed our culture. And the researcher, she looked for communities that speak different language. And this in specific, they don't use like right and left. They use like south, east, and northwest, and things like that to show directions. And they have like a perspective of space that is like incredible good. Things that we don't have because we don't use like, I'm going to east right now. We always say, go to right, go to left. So this is fantastic because I never thought about this kind of thing, how language can change our perspective of life and space and things like that. And it's nice too how we use, like in Portuguese, we use feminine words, like a bridge in Portuguese is feminine. So you use words like elegant, beautiful to describe a bridge. And the wall is masculine. So we use words like strong and things like that because in our language, women are more like feminine and men are more like masculine, strong. And we use the same expressions to describe things that don't have like a sex. They are not masculine or feminine. And how that changed things. I think I don't know if I am clear, but this is my point. I think it's very nice how that changed.
Yeah, very good point. Very good point. Yasmin, what do you think?
Oh, I think it really helped because I have a little prejudice with other cultures and with our culture too. Like I had prejudice with funk, but it's something that is a part of our culture. And even some people don't like, we need to be proud to have this, So I think it really helped to to don't have prejudice with others.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty much who we are in terms of, culture, because been thinking about the standardization of the culture, when you start to learn other language or other culture, you can understand more about the standardization, the pattern of the language. So it's very nice to see that, like, oh, in Brazil we do like this, but there they do like, the other way. So it's nice to see that the comparison, because avoid you to be prejudiced with others, help us to understand more about us. So it's very nice to see that. And I have been learning a lot from it, Bruna, what do you think?
Yeah, Marina summarized everything. This video is just perfect. I've just sent there in the chat because it's like a must watch, it's just amazing. So I think the video summarized the way our language shapes the way we think. Like, that's the title of the video, and our perspective. But just to follow the theme Yas was saying, you too, I think being like trying to understand where these lyrics or where this language come from, like Funky talks about women and about money that way because of the system, because they want to like funkeiros, they wear those types of clothes because they want to show that they can buy, that they have the buying power. So I feel you, because I've thought like that, someday in the past, but it's hard. I've been trying to change my mind in this point, because we know that there are many other types of songs, or not only songs, but like books, authors that write so many sexist stories or lyrics. So these help, I think all of that helps us to understand our culture. And I think that's it. I don't know. Maybe I changed a lot the topic. That's it.
No problem. It was awesome. So Jefferson, your turn.
Okay, about the understanding of culture, it's very important to understand the globalization of the world since the 80s, because I have read a lot of things about Noam Chomsky. This have very good about language, how the word, the pattern of the word today, and you have the American way of life that is reproducing now the world. I saw this a lot. When you go to a gym in the United States or in Canada, I know a lot Canada, we saw this slang is the same as Brazil. It's the same. I imagine the Brazilians copying this. And why? Why? Because the United States put us this kind of language about the music, about the standards, about a lot of things. So most of the time I see our understanding of the culture, but you see the culture now about the globalization, and the United States is very strong. You can see in English some expressions. I watched the interview from Adele. It's very interesting, Oprah. It's very interesting how I know Adele for a long time, how she changes the language to adopt to American way, the accents, a lot of things. It's very interesting. It's not the same Adele from 5 years ago, so it's different. Yeah. Because if she can't speak in the accent of the American way, he can't earn money with the music that he sings.
Yeah,
that's this.
Yeah, and it's very interesting because I'm thinking that we have to be aware about what we are learning. Okay, like, because when we are aware about what we are learning, we can take it properly in terms of, I want to spread my Brazilian way, you know, what who I am. I want to spread that, you know, and I have to learn English to, you know, I know properly how to spread it, you know, how to show, you know. So it's very interesting to, you know, to control your learning, you know, like learn by doing and see and understanding what you are doing. So that's a very good point. And it's interesting because Jefferson always bring a kind of historical perspective of the thing. So it's very nice. But we have another guest, Leticia. Can you introduce yourself? Are you there? Are you here? Leticia? So, yeah. So guys, let's jump, you know, as you, we are just discussing about, oh, awesome. Can you, hello, Leticia, can you introduce yourself and please answer the first question?
Sorry, I left the meeting because it's left for me. I am a little lost in the conversation, but
okay, I will send the questions again. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Hello. So we are discussing about the Black English. So you can introduce yourself and then answer the first one question.
Okay, my name is Leticia Freires. I am 18 years old. I live in Campo Largo, and I am a student. Is that? The first question is, how can the study of the language help you understand your other cultures?
Our culture.
Our culture. And I don't know. I am a beginner of English, so I don't know.
Okay. So you can,
sorry.
Yeah, you can answer the other question because you can get involved in the conversation, okay?
Okay.
So let's jump to the question number 5, that is about the identity. Yeah. Let me see the question, but yeah, the question. Do you think languages connect to your identity? Bruna. Oh, Leticia, go ahead.
Sorry, for me,
Yeah,
no?
you can.
Ah,
yeah, you can answer.
Oh, I think yes, because my language is my identity. Sorry, the language is English or Portuguese?
Both.
Okay.
Both languages.
Okay. I think yes.
Okay, nice. Thanks a lot, Leticia. Bruna.
Well, I was thinking of language, just not the language we speak, but the body one too. So I think so. I think it's impossible not to connect language to identity, you know, because it's like language is all about the words we choose to say, the way we choose to behave, you know, how we want to express our ideas. So I think this is our identity, you know, the handshakes and everything, the movements, and I think all of that build us to be the way we are, you know. So I think yes, it is. It is connected to our identity.
Okay. And you, Jefferson, what's your opinion?
It's a very good question because as a profession for me, sometimes it's terrible because I use the formal language to teach and the student youth, the other language. So we need to sometime to adapt to some slang, some expression, the way the young think today. And it's very difficult because you need to study the literature of economics. It's not so easy, it's very difficult. And sometimes they haven't the comprehension of the tasks, the matters, because they use just sometimes slang and other kinds of things. The language is built by social relationship. So it's not easy today, this kind of communication. And I saw the same when I'm reading the newspapers. It's very interesting. For example, if I read the Financial Times of the Economist, you have some kind of language. And if I read the Guardian, for example, from English, or the Sun from English, the language is so different because the language constructed by the streets, and the language of the street is very different from for Financial Times, for the Economist. It's very different. So it's not easy, but I think we must adopt this kind of language, to do one to the other, to have a better communications with the peers, with my colleagues, my economists, my doctorates. It's a high language, and the students, and with my family, my parents, my friends from my soccer or the gym is the same.
Okay, nice. And what do you think about this question, Marina?
I think yes, the answer for me is yes. Jefferson brings something before about Adele, how she changed the way that she speaks to fit in American ways. And for me, it's like she's losing part of her culture when she tried to speak different to fit in an American way. And I felt that happens sometimes in Portuguese too. We have like a very big country and different accents all around Brazil. And I think so beautiful when we hear a different accent. You know exactly where the people is from. Like it's from south, it's from north, it's from the center. So I think it's really nice because when you speak, it's like part of your culture. We can know where are you from, and even like it's a hot place, it's a cold place, how people used to be in this part of the globe. So that's why I think yes, it's language is very important. It's part of the culture, and even the same language with different accents show different cultures.
Very good, very nice point, And yeah, well, I will change the question, so more controversy question to Yasmin, that is, are we losing our identity learning English?
Yeah, I really believe in this because I think in the beginning I lost my identity because I was not proud of my culture. I didn't know so much about my culture, so I didn't want to say that I am Brazilian, So I think we give more importance for other cultures and don't have importance for ours. So because of that, we lose our identity. So I think when you want to start to learn a new language, you need to learn about your language, about your culture first.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think with me, occurred the opposite, the more I study English or other language or other culture, I try to say, oh, Brazil rocks, totally. I feel very proud thinking in it, because it's very interesting comparing the things and in general, most of the things that I like, And as a Goiano, it's interesting that how Americans imitate our why. Don't you think, Jefferson? They are imitating us.
But in the past, you use porta, porta. It's
Yeah.
so good they are in English. No problem. It's
Yeah,
like in Piracicaba. But not now, not now.
yeah. And I think it's a battle and it's a challenge as well, because we are learning and you have to be understand and do not allow the language kind of make invasive on your inner self. Okay, like it's very important, because it is a challenge of knowledge in general. If you pay attention on it, it's a challenge of knowledge. So we have your signals, your symbols that you raised, from your the word you raised. So you have other signals, other symbols from other place. So you have to, balance and understand, how to use them. That's very interesting. Nice to be aware and to discuss it, because you can take control of it, So let's jump to the question number 7 about the social situation. So do you feel you adapt the way you speak depending on the social situation? I think more or less, about what Jefferson already says, but we can discuss a bit more about it. Leticia.
Hi. The number 7, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the meaning. Adaptation is adaptação?
Yeah. You're
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I think it depending of my situation, my social situation is more difficult for me, because I am the beginner, so I don't have a teacher in school, so I study alone, and it's a little difficult for me now.
Okay, so you can keep coming to practice more with us. Okay.
Okay.
So it's interesting to discuss about that social situation, changing the way that we speak, because we can know this, for example, from Barack Obama, the English of him in English. It's very interesting because as a Black man, he says a lot of slangs, but he's president of the United States. So it's allowed to make, what she doing, my friend? So it's very interesting that way we change it, and the kind of allow we have to do it, What do you think, Marina?
I agree completely, and that happens to me too. I used to work in a big company, and it's very, how can I say that? I had to be very social there, very elegant, but I'm not this kind of person. Very polite. I'm not this kind of person. I am like very, very. I don't know. I don't like to be polite. For me, it's like I like to be the way I am. So I always felt like that I not belong that place, because I know that I have to fit in this polite environment to work there. But it's like I don't like to be this kind of person. I think that's why I am not there anymore, because like I like to be myself. I like to talk like I talk. For me, it's the other question. It's part of me. It's part of my culture, the way that I speak. So I don't like to change the way that I speak to fit in a different place. I understand that are different places that you have to speak like they are different people, so you have to speak different. But it's like sometimes you have to change completely the way you are to fit in a place. I don't think this is nice, but I think this happens a lot.
Yeah, because of it, it's so important to have a lot of, knowledge, because, you can face this challenge, this pattern, and try to challenge it, because, yeah, I think it's the only way, because I think we need to really be aware about where we are, and try to face the situation. I think the only way that we can overcome it, I think that's not another way. Bruno, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I was watching a video about it, about code switch. I think it's called code switching, right? Like the way you are adapting your language. And I think it's impossible not to do it. I won't talk to you here the same way I talk to my mother, or the same way I talk to my coworkers or to
Good
my
point.
students. So it's always different, I don't know. I was thinking here. I think we have a different language to each person, like we have our own way, like our essence maybe, but we change it depending on the person we are talking to. And I think it's something necessary, to change and to adapt the way we speak, not only using slangs and everything, but just like Marina said, sometimes we just need to be more polite, or we can say whatever we want, like without judgment, depending on the person. So it's not only about the grammar part, but about the tone, the voice tone, the body language, everything. That's it.
Yeah, and I'm trying really, really, really to make my English learning toward the way I am in Portuguese, totally. I'm trying a lot. It's very hard, but I'm trying. Jefferson, a friend.
Yeah, we really, even in Portuguese, we need to adapt about the social situation. When I go to the gym, I use a different kind of expression here in Brazil. When I go to play soccer, it's the same way. The language after the game, we drink a lot and talk a lot of things. It's different language. Maybe sometimes I feel I'm another word, and now in my real word. When I'm going to teach, I think it's the same. I need to adapt my language about this situation. And I have a lot of stories about this. I have a very interesting story in Canada. I have been in the gym. It was terrible because only slang. Can you imagine slang in a gym that you know nothing? I ask something. I really in the beginning. I really don't know how to talk, how to express. As Bruno said, I express by sometimes by my face, my gesture. So it's a terrible situation. And the other situation, very interesting. When I have been in Miami, I love to see the rich part of Miami and the poorest part of Miami. I know. Because as economists, I need to know the rich and the poor. I have been a lot of times with the poor guys from Miami, the neighborhood. It's very interesting about the language. It's very different. You can imagine the way they speak, about the gesture, about the way he lead with you. It's very interesting. So I have this kind of thing to adapt to the situation. I have no problem with this. And it's very important because you improve a lot. You can have prejudice
Absolutely.
about the language, the way the other guy is speaking with you. Maybe a poor guy, a medium guy, or a rich guy.
Absolutely. And it's pretty much the way we can pass through a lot of different levels. For example, you are a university teacher. So, you know, I'm doing my PhD, and sometimes I stop to think about, sometimes, you know, kind of missing my origin, okay, and think about it, because the academic environment is so intense, you know, and invasive, and sometimes it's very hard to avoid it. And you know, I have to be very heavy and strong to be who I am, you know. So it's interesting to think about that, you know, because I don't want to change the way I am. It's pretty much that, you know. But you know, I'm doing my PhD. I'm making a lot of different conferences, you know, in other countries as well. So I want to spread the way I am, you know, Brazilian, you know, Black, Latin American, Brazilian geologist, and so on and so on. Pagodeiro and okay. Yasmin, your turn.
I really agree with Bruna. Like she said, that the way that we talk with people change. And I don't use the same way to talk with my grandmother and like with my parents, you know? So like with my grandmother, I need to have more respect. And my parents are like my friends, you know? But for friends, it changed too, because some friends not that I consider more, but I'm more closer, you know? So the way change.
Okay, so now we're gonna answer a sensitive question to Yasmin. Do you like your accent, and why?
Yeah, now I like, but in the beginning I didn't like. And I don't know, I think I didn't like because people always talked about my accent, you know, because sometimes I said like port, you know, so it's very different for some people, but now I like.
Okay, very good, very good. Marina, do you like your accent?
Yes, I like my accent. My English accent, on the beginning, I was very shy about speaking in English because I felt that I have a lot of accent. But then I realized that English is not my native language. That's no reason why I have to have like a perfect English. So now I don't care anymore. But my Brazilian accent, I like it. It's like we are talking during all these conversations, like it's part of me. It's who I am. My accent, my language is part of myself. So yeah, I like it.
You know, and I kind of realized that the accent is pretty much the right way to speak the words, you know, like if you compare to American natives, you know, they will cut a lot of words, you know, that make sentence short. And we Brazilian, we say, what if anything do human language share, you know, kind of, you know, very, you know, very with cadency words. And it's interesting because we kind of, I don't want to have the accent, but it's the right way, you know, the right way you're just talking.
Yeah. We always try to speak all the words, right? We don't cut the words.
Absolutely,
it's like,
yeah.
If you talk with a Mineiro, they cut all the words too, and they are speaking Portuguese.
Absolutely.
So it's the same.
It's the same, yeah, you're totally right. And you know, I've hearing a lot about the people that want to have the England accent, like, you know, I think it's beautiful. I think it's polite. I think it's, you know, it's interesting to hear that because You know, I don't think it's a kind of, in my opinion, it's a kind of, I don't know the reason that people, you know, thinks it's polite to, you know, to speak like that. I really don't know. I would like to know the origin of that.
I think maybe it's even like a prejudice or something like that. It's like Brazilian
the language of
Portuguese.
Queen.
Yes, and like Portugal Portuguese. Maybe for them, they are more polite than us.
Yeah, yes. Jefferson.
About the shortcuts, to cut the words, I think it's the same in Portuguese. You used to say, cê tá bom, cê tá bom. What's cê tá bom? Can you imagine how to translate cê tá bom? So it's terrible. I think it's the same as Endo said in English. But the most important thing is the comprehension of the language. You will never have the same accent as the Canadian, as an American. Never will be the same. I study Spanish a lot, and I know a lot of countries here in South America. So sometimes I used to have the same accent of them. It's impossible. It's impossible. If you see the Americans, the South Americans speaking English, it's so terrible the way they use the English word, because it's a mixture of Spanish and English. Sometimes you can. Yeah. So it's difficult. So for me, if I like my accent, I like my accent because I think I can talk and have a good dialogue with everyone.
Yeah, that's the deal. Totally deal. I always say the same day that I would like to have the Indian accent. Like first, I would like to, but it's hard to improve that. First, I would like to have this accent. Leticia.
From
Leticia.
Hi. I like my accent. I don't know this word, but I think it's different. And the accent I talks about where you are and your culture.
Totally right. Very good. Thanks a lot, Leticia. Bruna, how about you?
Yeah, I think just like Jefferson was saying, it's about, and also Leticia, it's about who we are. I don't know. I like it. I think I've never hated, thank God. I've never hated it. But I also think I feel this way because no one has never said anything like, your accent's terrible or I can't, da you know. So I've never felt judged because of my, not never, I don't know, but I think all the times I needed to communicate, people could understand what I was saying. So it made me feel comfortable, you know, because I felt I was being understood. So, okay, I could express my ideas and everything. So, yeah, I like it.
Very good. Very good. And also, I saw a video that like a girl talking about it. The only way to know that you have the Brazilian accent is to say, I'm Brazilian. Pretty much that.
Definitely.
Hello, guys. Welcome back. How was the conversation?
It was amazing.
And for you, Ulysses?
Yes, it's amazing. So philosophical subject.
Yeah. I have to think more about it, you know.
Yeah.
So, a question for you, Ulysses. Do you like your accent? And why? Hard question.
Yes, I like. I don't know the name, but it's the interior. Yeah. It's so hard in the end of the world, but it's good. But I think at São Paulo, some people don't like a lot. Oh, it's a country, man. Okay.
Yeah. But you know, it's the same that we trying to do in English. Like, you know, the people like this accent. Oh, I don't like this accent. You know, the same. It's the same. Like, I would like to have the American accent or the England accent and so on. So you have to overcome that. How about Ronaldo? Do you like your accent, my friend?
Oh, yes, of course. I was talking about this because a lot of places in Brazil judge people from Minas Gerais as country people or caipira. We speak like Goiano. Or Goiano is the same. I think that that we have the same accent. I think that the accent reflects our culture, and you have to respect it, only respect it, I think.
Yeah, it's totally the way that you can enrich the language itself, you know. It's the way that we enrich the language, you know, we change, you know, you input our kind of symbols the way we are, you know, and kind of make the language more inclusive and spreading it, you know, this whole knowledge. Let me see other. Jean, do you like your accent?
Yeah, sure. I'm from Bahia, and I love my accent because it's good, you know. Sometimes we speak more slowly, you know, but we are not a lazy people, you know. We work hard,
right.
and I love my accent.
Okay, guys, just to finish, first of all, thanks a lot for this conversation. It was awesome. You know, I learned a lot. I always learn a lot, you know, so it's amazing to bring this topic here. I will send you the link of this conversation. Please give us a like, subscribe, do all the things that, you know, all the YouTuber stuffs, you know, and answer this question if you like your accent and the way that you can, you know, mix your accent with the language and so on. Please let this comment, you know, there. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot for this conversation and have a nice week. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
attended.
Thanks a lot.
See you. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.